You are standing in the early 1920s. Sleep matters here. Rest supports labor. Recovery protects the body. The mattress sits at the center of that truth. This decade pushes sleep forward through material choice and construction, not through luxury. Through function you can feel when you lie down and press your weight into the surface. Mattresses of the 1920s shift away from loose stuffing. Inner coil systems dominate. Steel springs are tied by hand. Tension is balanced across the frame. When you press down, you feel resistance, then lift. The sound is a soft metallic creak. That sound tells you the springs are alive and doing work. Padding changes in this decade. Cotton batting replaces mixed waste fill. Cotton breathes. It absorbs moisture, then releases it. You feel dry through the night. Heat does not trap against the skin. Wool still appears in colder regions. Horsehair remains in higher-end builds. Each layer serves airflow and resilience. The mattress ticking tightens. Heavy cotton fabric is stitched into channels. Tufting pulls layers together. Buttons sink slightly into the surface. Your body stays centered. The mattress resists sag. When you roll, you do not fall into a trough. This improves spinal alignment without modern foam. Bedding layers complete the system. A cotton sheet sits closest to the skin. It feels cool and smooth. Above it lies a wool blanket or cotton quilt depending on climate. The weight is even. There aren't any heavy piles. The goal is insulation with airflow. When you move, you hear fabric slide softly. Blankets of this era are dense. Wool fibers trap air. They release moisture. You stay warm without sweat. Cotton quilts use tight stitching. The fill stays in place so cold spots do not form. Edges are tucked tight at the foot. This anchors the layers. Pillows change as well. Feather pillows dominate. They compress, then rebound. You mold them to the neck. Support adjusts with position. The sound is a faint rustle. Cotton-covered pillows breathe. You wake without heat buildup at the face. Some households use wool pillows. These are firmer, and they resist collapse. They suit back sleepers, you know. Wool resists pests, and it handles moisture pretty well. The scent is clean and natural, which really matters in rooms without climate control. Bed frames support the mattress properly. Metal frames replace many wooden ones these days. Steel rails keep the mattress square and tension stays even. Wooden slats still appear, but the spacing is tight, so sagging is avoided. The frame often sits high, allowing air to move beneath the bed. This reduces dampness, which is important. Springs under the mattress appear in some homes. Box springs are early, but present. They add give, and they reduce stress on the mattress coils. The combined system feels responsive. When you sit, the bed yields, then steadies. Sheets are simple and strong, y'all. Cotton percale is pretty common, with a tight weave that makes the fabric last through some hard washing. Sheets are usually line-dried and, well, sunlight sterilizes them. The smell is crisp, you know? Sheets fit loosely and are tucked flat, but wrinkles always remain. Comfort, though, comes from breathability, not smoothness. Room setup really shapes sleep quality. Beds sit away from drafts, and the walls help block out the wind. Windows close tight, and heavy curtains help reduce light. Night air cools the room, while heat comes from stoves earlier in the evening. By bedtime, the room is cool, and this, well, it deepens sleep. Walls are made of plaster or wood, and they hold warmth pretty well. Floors are wood, too, with rugs covering the walking paths so your feet stay warm at night. Dust is swept daily, and clean floors help reduce nighttime irritation. The room usually smells of soap and fabric. Nighttime routines, well, they anchor the body. Washing happens before bed. Hands and face are cleaned, and sometimes there's even a full bath. Afterward, the body cools, which, signals it's time to rest. Lamps get dimmed, reading is usually brief, and lights go out early. Sleep comes on steady. No devices interrupt the night. No motors hum. No screens glow. Sounds are simple. Wind outside, a clock ticking, springs shifting when you turn. These cues keep the mind calm. Sleep cycles deepen. All of this improves sleep naturally. Support comes from structure. Comfort comes from materials. Airflow does the rest. There is no foam, no chemical layers. Everything breathes. Everything can be repaired. This is resilience in sleep design. You can apply this today. Choose a firm spring mattress. Use natural fibers. Layer lightly. Keep the room cool. Let air move. Reduce light at night. Build a routine that signals rest. Sleep responds to these cues. Remember this. Sleep improves when the body can breathe and settle. Support matters more than softness. Materials matter more than thickness. If you want better rest, start with the basics. Subscribe to Warfield Prepper Chronicles. Share this with someone who values real sleep.